Dr. Andrews leads the scientific research and development function of Sierra Sciences. His team is now pursuing direct molecular approaches to temporarily activate telomerase expression and is performing screening and drug discovery efforts. While director of the molecular biology at Geron Corporation, he was one of the principal discoverers of the telomerase gene. I'm proud to introduce Dr. William H. Andrews.
Thank you. I'd start off by I'd like to thank Ron Klatz and Bob Goldman for allowing me to speak here, and I especially like to thank Janelle Topping, standing back there, for putting up with all my late responses and my difficult slides. Thank you. Groucho Marx once said, "I intend to live forever, or die trying." He was trying to be funny when he said this, and he got a lot of laughs, but I don't believe the people in this room think this is very funny, because we're here because we're all trying to live forever. I know I am. And we are going to try our best to do that. And so what I'm going to be talking today isn't really how to live forever. I'm going to be talking about how to try to live forever. I'm going to be talking about the science that's underway now, that's research science that's underway now, that's going to allow us or increases our chances of succeeding at this. And so pretty much what I'm going to be talking about today is not what you can buy today, but I'm going to be talking about what's in the future, what we have in the future to look forward to. How to try to live forever. First, do the obvious things: eat healthy, live healthy, exercise, listen to everything your doctor says. But this isn't enough. This isn't going to allow us to do things like run 7-minute miles when we're 130 years old. And that's what we want to do. And by the way, we're not just talking about living longer, we're talking about living healthy longer. We want to be very healthy when we're in our hundreds. Now, there's been a lot of things that have allowed us to extend our lifespan tremendously, especially just in the last 100 years. In 1900, the average lifespan was only 47.3 years. And since then, we've extended that up to 78 years through a lot of things, including better sewage systems, vaccines, refrigeration, exercise. The other column has coronary artery bypass surgery, chemotherapy. All these things add up to give us a tremendous extension of life. But none of these things are going to cure aging. We still aren't going to see anybody, or we aren't going to be running 7-minute miles when we're 130 years old. And this is because there's a theoretical maximum lifespan that a lot of scientists have calculated to be 125 years. Apparently nobody can live beyond 125 years. There's been at least 3 studies done. References are here. The most recent one was just a few months ago, a mathematical model looking at how much older people have been getting over the last 100 years, and still they see this threshold. We can't seem to pass this threshold of 125 years. And they don't know why. Well, there's a lot of theories on what causes aging, and because of time I don't want to go through all these, but I want you to see how many there are. And they're probably all true. We probably all have a lot of things in our bodies causing us to age. I tend to believe in every one of them because I'm very eager to live forever, and so I try to do everything I can to try to combat all these different theories. But I like to think of each theory as a stick of dynamite that's burning inside of our cells. And so when that fuse goes out, that's when we die of old age. But there's multiple sticks of dynamite. There's a lot of things inside of us that are causing aging, and we don't really know what the one with the shortest fuse is. And that's really the only one that matters. Which stick of dynamite has the shortest fuse? So there's a lot of people working on a lot of different ideas on what might be the shortest fuse. Not all the researchers agree on what that might be. They include stem cells, mitochondria maintenance, nanomedicine, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I personally am very interested in this list. I'm trying to keep a real accurate record of everything that's going on and trying to keep on top of it all. And so if anybody looking through this list sees anything that I've left out, please let me know. I'd like to add it to the list. Okay, but today, I personally believe that our shortest fuse is the length of our telomeres. And so I'm going to be talking about the control of telomere length. What's this guy talking about? Most of you have probably never heard of a telomere. And so I'm going to give you a basic background on what this is first. And to do this, I need to zoom in on a person. And when we zoom in on a person, we see that a person is made up of 100 trillion cells. And all those theories I was talking about before on why we age, they all relate to the aging of our cells. We age because our cells age. If we could find a way to prevent aging in our cells, that would probably cure our own aging. If we zoom in even further, we see that every cell contains a nucleus. And inside these nuclei, there are chromosomes. And these chromosomes are where all the genes exist to give us our blue eyes or blonde hair, make some of us short and make some of us smart. A chromosome is made up of a DNA strand that extends from one end all the way to the other. And the DNA is approximately 10 million bases long. It's made up of units called bases, and it's pretty much coiled up like a slinky all the way through this chromosome. The key of my talk today is the very tips of the chromosomes. These are what are called the telomeres. And if we unravel this slinky in the telomere, we can see that a telomere is about 15,000 bases long. At least it is when you're first conceived. As soon as cells start dividing, your telomeres start getting shorter. And by the time you have enough cell division to become a newborn baby, telomeres have shortened already down to 10,000 bases. They've gone from 15,000 bases to 10,000 bases. As cells start to divide further, for us to become adults, our telomeres shorten even further. And when they get as short as 5,000 bases, we die of old age. Telomeres cannot get shorter than 5,000 bases. Inside of petri dishes, when we grow cells in petri dishes, the cells absolutely stop growing and die of old age at 5,000 bases. Let me repeat this. We're conceived at 15,000 bases, we're born at 10,000 bases, and we die of old age at 5,000 bases. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about this. This telomere shortening is going to occur no matter how well you exercise, no matter how well you eat, no matter how much you do everything your doctor tells you to do, you cannot stop this telomere shortening. Now, this is the only clock of aging that anybody has ever discovered in humans. And it actually fairly well explains this 125-year theoretical maximum that we have, because these telomeres shorten approximately 1,000 bases per year. So this is a new word. A lot of you now know what this word means, but I predict that in the next 5 to 10 years, this is going to become a household word. Everybody's going to want to know how long their telomeres are. I recommend that everybody here get their telomeres measured as soon as possible. And I recommend every doctor get all their patients' length of their telomeres measured as soon as possible. Because I believe this is going to be the biggest and best biomarker of aging and overall health that we've ever seen. And we want to get our baseline telomere lengths measured now. Best example of where telomeres play a role in aging is the fact that there are some people who are born with already short telomeres. This disease, called progeria, affects these kids, and this disease is called the disease of short telomeres. These kids have a maximum life expectancy of about 20 years, and they suffer from all the same age-related ailments that normal old people do. If we could find a way to stop telomere shortening or to slow it down, this could be a cure for this disease. That's pretty much going to be what I'm going to be talking about today.